right, so this is the end of the day on Thursday. Given Rye here. He had a nice jump school and we're just finishing off his pack. He does dressage tomorrow. But Lee did his dressage today and he was a very good boy. Put in a nice solid test. A couple of tiny little mistakes that can easily be fixed, but overall I was super pleased. He finished up with a 31.6 and we are currently in 10th, so there's a couple more in the 4-star to go tomorrow, and then Riot does dressage tomorrow as well. He goes at like 11:32, so, or Friday, because I don't know when I'll be able to post this video. So anyways, it's been a beautiful day today, and horses are pretty happy, feeling comfortable and relaxed, and walked the cross-country course for Lee, and it looks pretty good. And this is my course walk for the 4-star long. It's 5,700 meters in 10 minutes long. So this is our first jump, pretty inviting, kind of coupe type. And then it kind of is the same scenario for the next 3 fences, just kind of getting the horses galloping. You'll get to see with the nice big table there. And then coming to our first question, which is a 4AB, we ride it in a direct kind of 4, and the horses should find that pretty simple. Kind of ride it a little left to right and a little bit of a wider hand to make sure they lock on to that chevron. And then we have another little gallop to this interesting fence. It's basically just a brush with the berm, so the horses should just brush right through it. But it's just a different type of fence that we don't really see often, so it's pretty fun to experience that. And then we head on to a triple bar type fence with the ditch underneath it, kind of nice and gallopy, gets the horses going. And then coming to the first water combination, this should again kind of ride in a direct-ish 4, but we always want to make sure we get kind of nice and square to that vertical log in the water and kind of have our horses compacted and jumping off of a springy canter, but it should ride well. And then heading to this next number 8, you can see my riding there. That says that's my minute marker, so I kind of know where I am in the course. And then to again, another nice flowing jump, kind of keeping the gallop coming. Now this question is again on a 4, but it's riding a tighter line, and I have to be careful here with Lee because of the left door on the second obstacle, and I just have to make sure I'm pretty precise with this line because again I need to protect the left side because Lee likes to go a little left, but the line's right there. I just have to make sure I get it done. And then heading to fence number 9, this is kind of a gate. It's on a frangible pin technology, and again you can see my minute marker there, but this should ride pretty nicely. Just have to make sure our horses don't get flat kind of going up the hill. Want to make sure they have power. And then heading to the next fence, this is actually a ginormous table. You actually can't read how big the ground kind of goes away at the end, so you just want to make sure you get in nice and close to that table, but it should ride really well. And then we come up the hill and jump this fence. Pretty simple, and again we want to make sure our horses have a little bit of shape to them and make sure we have the power. And then coming to this narrow, again making sure they're in a proper balance. This does go downhill a little bit, but it should ride nicely. And then we come to the big double corners here, and this line is a pretty tough line. They did end up kind of moving the corner a little bit, but it's still pretty sharp angle and a line to hold on. So I kind of have a plan to do a bending line to this, and because they're numbered separately, we can do a circle and not have any penalties because of that. So there are options, so it is doable. And then 17 is a pretty simple table just to kind of keep you going, and getting back on that time, trying to make your time. Same with 18. It's pretty nice table there. And then we're heading to fence 19. This is 19AB, and this should ride in a nice bending 4. Again, testing the accuracy and making sure we can hold the shoulders on our horses. And then heading to fence 20, this is the water. Now this, we have to make sure we come in with a lot of power because this is a 2 stride to that coupe drop in. And then we have another 4 strides to that skinny kind of straight on. But it should be there, just have to make sure we ride nice and positive. And I actually didn't take a picture of number 21, but it was just another little table. But this is just a chicaner to kind of keep on going. So here's another set of double corners, and you can see this is my 8-minute marker. And so, again, I'm going to have to make sure I get to that first corner and hold Lee's left shoulder. And then it walks in a nice bending 7, and then the second corner is a right-handed corner, so I feel pretty good about it. Then we head to this rail oxer, which again, we just want to make sure we're in a good balance with the horses and get a good shot to this. And now we head to the water. We have a fairly decent size drop here. And then we're going to head to the houses over to the left, which you'll see. And those walk in a 1 stride. And anytime you're jumping obstacles in the water, you just want to make sure you have the power behind the horses because it can tend to draw it out of them a little bit. And then this is just a nice gallop fence just to kind of help us get back into our stride. And now coming to the last kind of couple of fences here, we have another table. Want to make sure we get there nice and snug as we come to one of the last combinations, which this is a bending 6. So again, I'm going to make sure that I have kind of a wider rein, kind of think like I'm funneling my horse a little bit, but also being aware that they might be a little tired at this stage. But I am lucky in the fact that I'm on a thoroughbred, so he feels pretty fit and ready. So we just had 2 fences left, and that's our course walk for the advanced 4-star long. So I'm pretty excited to give it a crack at it, and I think my horse is pretty well prepared. Park at the stepping block. Well done, Rye.